Hello, everybody, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and this is my podcast about knitting and nature and family and friends. Welcome, all of you. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you just coming along my little trips every week. This will kind of be a short one because I have bread dough rising and it'll be done before long. But I wanted to make sure to say hi to everybody and see how y'all are doing. So get my show notes up. I am online as Naturally Kim's Knitting on Blogger, YouTube, Facebook, and WordPress. And then on Ravelry, you can find me as Napier's Knits, or we have a podcast group that's called Naturally Kim's Knitting Podcast Group. And then Instagram, I'm on knitting_Kim, but I'm avoiding that during Lent, so it's been difficult. For Lent I gave up Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, whatever it is, where you tweet. and But you know what? I really don't mind. I do get on to check with my friend Mila, but that's the only thing I really do online. I mean, on social media like that. Anyways, I have a couple affiliates that I just want to mention, and I want to make sure you know about these. Michael's is wonderful. Michael's is a craft store. It has flowers. It has cry cut. It has yarn. It has, you know, you think of craftiness, Michael's has it, and they always have great deals. So I always tell you just go ahead and check them out. And then Knit Picks. I just got this today. Um, you could save 10% on all sock yarn right now and 20% off of fixed circular needles right now. And then to top that off, Felici is on sale until the 24th. Now that's not long. So if you want your Felici, you might want to go and get some. And then Bear Yarn up to 15% off when bought in bulk. One of these days I'm going to do that again. I love dyeing yarn. I just haven't done it as much lately. So, anyways, I would appreciate it if you decide to shop Knit Picks or Michaels. If you'd go up over to ksnapier475.blogspot.com and just, you may have to cut and paste a link. But, yeah, then any money I make from that turns around and goes into gift cards for you guys. I'm having some jasmine tea. I love jasmine tea. Actually, that got started in a funny way because my granddaughter last week in California, well, I don't know how far out west, you can't get it in Ohio. I like pomegranate juice. I'm sorry, my um, father-in-law's kitty cat is up here and he wants attention. Anyways, I get it's called Palm out there, and I love it. And one of the things that they have is it's a green pomegranate green honey tea. Well, I started thinking, the Republic of Tea, where I get most of my tea from, they have a pomegranate tea and it's green. So if I make that and just put a little bit of honey in it, I've got my pomegranate drink. Well, so I was telling my granddaughter this, and she goes, "Oh." And then as I brought up the site to order it while I was talking to her, because they're always doing things when they're talking to me. So while I was doing that, I think it was a recommendation or something. Organic jasmine tea. I've always loved jasmine. I believe it was one of the first teas I ever had, and I just love jasmine tea. And I'd forgotten how much. Okay, now I told you that we have on Ravelry, um, Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. Well, we have some craft alongs that we do over there. Each craft along um, has two people's names who are chosen each month or each drawing, and then they can have a choice of they can have their choice of three different things: either a $10 Knit Picks gift card, a $10 Michaels gift card, or one pattern up to $10. Um, I was going to do something and I'd forgotten how to write it up. Um, I'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so our craft alongs that we have going on right now. Our finished object craft along, which goes through February and March, is now open. It's got 8 more days until it closes, which reminds me I may not podcast until the first next week. I may do it Tuesday and then just bring up the winners. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Anyway, so we have everybody takes a picture of whatever your craftiness is that you've finished, plop it into the finished object craft along on Ravelry under Naturally Kim's Knitting Podcast Group. And if there's a pattern name, just put your pattern name. And on April 1st, I will close it. Random number generator does the drawing of the names. You can only win one prize. So if you win the Knit Picks, or if you choose the Knit Picks gift card, you cannot then choose, you cannot be the winner of another prize. Does that make sense? So, yeah, so I do that, and then I announce the winners, and they have 2 weeks to claim their prize. Now, to go another craft along we have going on right now is our March and April baby or toddler craft along. Now, that doesn't mean babies and toddlers are going to do the crafting. This is something that you craft for them. So, anything. I mean, oh my goodness. It could be a quilt. It could be a blanket. It could be a outfit. It could be a hat. It could be booties. As long as it's for a baby or a toddler, that's great. Don't give me something that's for a 5-year old because, no, that's not going to work. They're not toddlers. I had one of those. He's now 6. He's not a toddler. He wasn't last year either. Anyways, so that goes through April. And so May 1st, I will do the same thing as the finished object. I will close it down on May 1st. Oh, I didn't tell you how to post, although I did for the finished object, and it's pretty much the same. Any baby or toddler item you make, take a picture of it, post it in the correct thread. If there's a pattern name, please make sure to include it. And then May 1st, I'll close the drawing. Random number generator does the picking, and I announce the winners. And it's the same prizes as for the finished object craft along because it's easiest that way. Now, I will tell you, I may be having a special giveaway coming up. In fact, I have a special giveaway coming up this week that I want to announce too. But Mila, Mila Varner, my friend from who was from Ukraine and has friends and family there, bless her heart. Um, I'm giving away one of her. Well, actually, I don't know if I can gift it this way. I'm giving away one of her patterns. And what you need to do is you need to tell me which pattern you would like and who it's knit for, who you're going to make it for. Okay? And then I will, before next week's podcast, I will close it. And I don't have a thread open on Ravelry yet for it, so I will need to do that. I will close it and let random number generator do the rest. Now, the other thing, I'm going to mention it now. I had it for the end of my show notes, but I'm going to mention it now since I brought up Mila. She is having right now, all of the money from her patterns right now are going to the refugees or to help in Ukraine. Um, she has, I think she had said she has one family member still there and many friends. She's asking for prayers, but I know right now she has a buy one, get one free using the code name Ukraine of any of her patterns. And all the money goes to help Ukraine. So, anyways, I did want to pass that on because I, Mila has a very dear place in my heart. Anytime she has a pattern test, I usually go for it because I love what she does. I have made some beautiful shawls from her patterns. I haven't made too many of the kids' patterns because my kids were either too big or too small. I can't remember. However, I've got a grandchild coming in September. So I may have to get into Mila's and get. I do have some baby blanket patterns that I'm making, but she has some other things I may have to be making. Oh, I know why I didn't make the kids things because they were hats and mitts and things. My grandkids in California didn't need those. However, if they end up moving here in a year or so, they'll need things like that. So I may have to start making ahead. Hey, my tea is basically cold. I got to keep going because my bread's going to be done, and I'd have to pause this. You know me, I like to talk a lot. Now, in honor of um, my support for Ukraine, because I have been praying, and I pray for Mila's friends and family. So, boy, wouldn't it be nice if this war was over by May? Anyways, to show my support for them, and hopefully yours, May and June are going to be, Craft Along is going to be things in blue and yellow. Okay? Um, yeah. I need to remember to put a show note, I mean a thread for Mila's giveaway. That's what I'll call it, and that's where you guys can put, you know, if you want to put it in a show note or if you want to contact me another way, I would be glad to take it that way too. But yeah, so it's going to be Mila's giveaway in Ravelry, or you can put a note at the bottom of show notes or through YouTube, or a couple of you have my email address. You could even send an email. I would not send it Instagram or Facebook or Twitter because I'm not on those yet. And this is only for 1 week. So next week I'm going to announce the winners. Okay? There's only going to be one winner. Um, Unless Mila did talk about possibly having a pattern giveaway or something, or a pattern discount. She's also, this is what I started talking before when I said about Mila. She has mentioned that she might send me some yarn. I feel like the generosity should go the other way. But if she does, I will see if I can have a giveaway for it. Okay? May split it up. I don't know what she's sending me. She's a sweetheart. I just love Mila. She has girls that, you know, I've prayed for Mila and her family for a long, long time for different things, and I can't say enough what a sweetheart she is. I have people that I feel like that about that are designers. Kelly Menzies of River and Cage, she's another one. She's a sweetheart. You're going to notice I don't have a lot of knitting today, and that's because I just yesterday finished a pattern test for Kelly. So so I don't have a lot of knitting because I just basically picked it back up last night. So I'm going to go ahead and start talking about what's on my needles before my timer goes off. It tells me I have to go out there and hit my dough. Anyways, on my needles, I'm going to be starting an Advent sock today. So I do not have one on my needle right now because all my last week knitting was working on Kelly's. So, but then, oh my goodness, I don't know why this is doing this all the time. I have some needles that came off the needle, or stitches that came off the needle, so I have to work with this very gently. This is one of the soup kitchen socks that I'm making. It's not far from a heel, needing a heel. Um, then this one I was just working on last night a little bit. I worked on this one in church and this one last night, so you can. Oh, actually, I thought this one was longer. So I'm gonna have to measure this one and make sure it's not too long. Although the nice thing for doing it for men's shelter or soup kitchen, you can make it longer, and there'll be a man there that will be able to use it. So there's that for my knitting. Then I have one other thing that I've knit last night. I picked up. I do not want stitches to fall off these needles. There we go. My temperature Afghan. I didn't do much. I did one color. Actually, no, I started a second color. Um, because last night I still had to get my steps in, so I was bouncing. Oh, I'm not even working with that color right now. It just wants to be shown. Um, there. I was bouncing and I needed to get all my steps in, so I just went ahead and did the first row of the next color. So this is it as of right now. Ta-da! I like this. That pattern is a mistaken rib stitch. That's what it's called. And I just love the way it turns out. And this yarn is so nice and cozy and soft. This is impeccable. I got it at Michael's. Had to buy 3 skeins at a set, but that was fine because I was making an Afghan. I mean, if you're going to make a sweater or something, 3 would be a good thing. Anyways, it's impeccable. Nice size balls, 285 yards in each ball. It's a medium weight, which is what I wanted. It's, what else does it tell me about it? I have the different colors, and it's, of course, it's acrylic because I didn't want to spend way too much for Afghan. So this is one of the colors you see a lot in my Afghan, and this is grass. And then the one I'm working with right now, sorry, it rolled away, is forest. Then I've worked with, I want to say, aqua. I think that's what it is. Sorry. I wasn't going to tell you all the colors today, but oh my goodness, look. This is aqua. This is my Chosen shirt. I love this. If you haven't watched the series Chosen, download the app, watch it on TV. Oh, story of Jesus' ministry. Anyway, so this is aqua. Then I have clear blue. I haven't even opened yet. And then I have Aaron. So those will be coming up. But I'm only through. I just looked before I did the podcast. I think I'm through the 19th. No, I'm on the 17th. One more row and I'll be on the 18th. So anyways, that's my temperature Afghan. And honestly, friends, that's all the knitting. Well, I can't show you the other. It's a pattern test. I didn't pick up my Wickerwork this week because of that. Hopefully today I'll be picking it up after bouncing and everything. Otherwise, that's been about it. I finished my pattern test. So it's in there being blocked right now. Okay, let's see. I think I told you last week that the stitch I'm using in my temperature Afghan, this is a question that was given to me, is the mistaken rib. If anybody would like to know what that stitch consists of, let me know and I'll be glad to it'd be easier for me to either write it out. I might be able to do a video of it, I'm not sure. But it's not tough. I just have to figure out. I've not done very many videos of me knitting. I will warn you because I am a nail biter. I don't like the way my fingers look. Plus, so much arthritis. So, I don't like the way my fingers look, but I would be glad to make up a knitting video if somebody would like to see how you do it. It's not hard. Okay, so let's see. So I've talked about Mila, about the buy one, get one free using the free code Ukraine. Okay, then she's listed a couple different places. I put them on the show notes. If you go to Mila Vayner on Facebook, she has all kinds of places that she has actually, she knows they're legitimate. She's not doing anything with the money except sending it on if it comes to her. Like if you buy a pattern, it then goes on to the refugees or to people in Ukraine. I don't know how it gets there, but I know that's what she's doing. And then I wanted to tell you, yesterday, changing subject because that's what I do, it was beautiful outside. So I took my puppy, I took my knitting, I took my reading, actually it's an audiobook, and we went out to my swing, which is by our big barn, and the puppy and I sat there for about an hour and just, I swung, whatever. Um, Listened to my book and knitted. Then yesterday afternoon, because the sun starts shining in your eyes after a little while out there, so I put my chair that my husband got me last year on the deck yesterday, and I went out there and did a little reading. That's what I love to do in the summer. When I'm not gardening, I love to read, and right now it's a little bit too wet to weed. I like to wait a minute. When I'm not gardening, I like to read, not weed. I do like working in my gardens though, because the warmth of the dirt, oh, it makes my hands feel so good. Anyway, so I think that's about that for this week, which, I said it was going to be short. I have to get out there to beat up my dough in a couple minutes. Yes, I make sourdough, and I have to usually make it about once every other day. Although this time it was a third day. And so tomorrow I think I'm going to go do an adventurous baking with it. I'm not quite sure what yet, but then I'm going to take it to church because I volunteer on Thursday. Anyways, sorry I've been so chatty today. I'm in a good mood. They put me on a new migraine medicine, and it says he told me originally it was marketed as an antidepressant, but they don't really go to it for that anymore, just because there's other things out there that are better. But I tell you, I think it has lifted my spirits a little bit, anyways. And if it helps, if I don't have other side effects, I'll keep taking it. I don't mind having my depression lifted a little bit. So, anyways, yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope all your craftiness, I was going to say knitting, craftiness is very successful. I hope you don't make any mistakes, but if you do, I hope they're little ones that are easy to fix. I love all of you. New friends, old friends, I love you all. Big, big hugs. Take care. God bless. And if you like this, push like, please. And if you're watching it for the first time, please subscribe. I've got to do that just because. Um, Take care. And God bless. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye bye.